Hi YouTube. It's Jinjin here again, and I apologize for not following up in time with my other video I posted a few weeks ago about Bahai fasting and my personal experience, where I was going to take on what was supposed to be a 19-day dry fast um, to determine and convince myself whether like physically it was beneficial or bad for you. What happened was basically I stopped fasting after 7 days. So after a week of fasting, I felt like I pretty much got the hang of it, and I know exactly what's going to happen later on for the remainder of the fast. So I just kind of stopped it. Also because I had badminton tournaments coming up, and there's no way I can just not eat or not drink during the tournament. So I called it off. But this didn't stop me from getting some pretty good feedback from my body, and I really started to get a sense of what it's like to fast, how you feel, and some changes that might happen to your body. There's some there's some bad and good changes, and I'm just here to share with you guys how I feel. Before I start, just to make it really clear that this is just my personal experience. Don't take it as a medical like professional kind of advice, obviously. Um, but it's still very credible because I think it's pretty solid because I experienced this myself, and I'm telling you guys how I feel, like from the heart. So some good things, let me tell you guys. Some good things is this, straight up. I feel like first of all, after 7 days, where my body started slowly to get used to this. First of all, what I started to feel was I stopped getting hungry during the day. Like I was not hungry at all. Especially after the third day. When usually during the afternoon I experience some sort of hunger, I stopped feeling it, and also when it came actually to dinner time, I wasn't as hungry as I was expecting myself to be because I don't know, I guess my body somehow just adapted to me not putting any food in my stomach. So that's something interesting. I feel like in terms of my weight, I got a bit lighter, which I guess is a good thing. I got a few kilograms lighter. I think most of it is fluids because after I started drinking water and I started eating food after sunset, so basically during dinner, my weight came back 2 to 3 kilograms. So most of the time when you lose weight, it's probably just body fluids, um, and some food which should be in your stomach. But for those of you who are trying to do it for like, losing fat, you're gonna probably have to do it for a longer period of time to see the fat trim off. For me, you can tell, man, I'm already a really skinny guy. There's no point in trimming fat off me because I'm not fat. But yeah, I still feel like I lost weight during that time, but it wasn't exactly my muscle weight. So like the thing I want to make clear is yes, a lot of people say fasting makes you lose muscle. But no, if you do it the right way, well, at least if you do it a reasonable way, like intermittent fasting in this sense, you definitely don't lose any muscle. That's guaranteed, okay? You just eat what you have to do. Eat enough during breakfast and dinner. You're not gonna lose any muscle, man. Like just trust me, okay? What else? Oh, right. Also, I feel like during the first few days of my fast, I I was taking 2 to 3 shits a day. Um, Apologize for my language, but yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna say I defecate for two. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to the toilet a lot more, which at first I thought was bad. I thought my stomach was like going in a bad direction, but turns out that after you do that for like the first 3 days, where you feel like, oh my God, am I having diarrhea or something? It's not. It's just your body getting rid of all the, well, toxins, I guess, as they say on the web. Because in a sense, man, those dumps I took for the first 3 days, they smelled off. Okay, it wasn't like normal, like I don't know. It smelled different from what I usually like smell. Yeah, I guess it does cleanse your stomach and some toxins, allows your organs to do that. How it works, don't ask me, but I feel like yeah, definitely. Also some pimples on my face. I feel like yeah, it's been going down a bit, and I don't see much coming up, which I'm pretty glad it's happening. I can't say it's directly because of the fasting, but definitely the fasting helped with that. Yeah. So I think that's the good thing. There's also some bad things I felt overall. First of all, is not drinking water. So this type of fasting, Bahai fasting, is kind of like dry fasting for you guys who kind of know a bit about fasting. It's kind of basically not drinking water and food sense of fasting. So when you don't drink water, I feel like that's really nasty because for me, I could still physically feel after 7 days that every single day at school, when I talk to people, I can feel that my breath smells really bad. So I have to purposely talk to people like I'm kind of casually talking to them, but I'm positioning my mouth towards that way. So if their face is right there, I don't go directly into their face and they smell that, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me, but when I don't drink water for like daytime and then, I don't know, my mouth is dry and man, my breath just smells like I can feel that I can tell that it smells bad, you know. I mean, I think all of you guys have had that feeling at some point. So that's something just maybe you guys should make sure of, or just keep in check that not drinking water for 6 to 8 hours every day might make your breath smell really bad. So if you're one of those people, one of those guys that have a very active social life, or you really care about how your friends think about you, maybe just take some precaution on that. Just make a note on it, yeah. Um, um, and oh yeah, another bad thing is if you're gonna play any sport or do any physical activity when you fast, it's gonna suck. For me, I had badminton training during my fast. It was like during the afternoon. And first of all, I did not have my A game on. And second of all, I was super tired afterwards and I just I felt like crap, okay? And yeah, obviously it's because I can't drink any water, which is really nasty. I can't eat any food, so no energy. So definitely in a day, try not to, if you're gonna fast, just don't exercise or really limit it to just soft core exercise, like mediocre training, which is what I had. Badminton training was already too much. So just stick with yoga or something, nice and easy if you want to do some exercise during fasting. So that's something just you guys should also take note of. And oh yeah, one more good thing. Forgot to mention it, guys. One more good thing. Last thing, okay, last thing. Sorry, 7 minutes. I get it. Last thing. Um, is that when I fast, I noticed that I slept a lot better at night. Um, I guess it helps with the fasting. I'm not a guy that loses sleep. I sleep well usually, but especially during this time, I felt like I slept exceptionally well, and I almost woke up every day around 6, almost naturally, which I'm pretty happy with. So I can't say it's directly because of the fasting, but I'm pretty sure that helped quite a big deal on, really getting my metabolism, at this really effective rate. Just yeah, so that's the last thing I want to talk about. Overall, what you guys are worried about, you can post something in the comments to ask me, and I'll try to answer you guys as best as possible. And yeah, that's my experience. And just from a very physical perspective, not a mental or spiritual perspective, because you can't really measure that, but just physically, that's what I feel. So that's it, and I hope you guys found it helpful. Any questions, just feel free to ask me, and I'll find time to answer you guys. Cool, guys.